I realize this is a really weird angle. I'm so tired. I did not get any sleep, but I'm not gonna complain. I'm Zoe, I'm the Tipsy Psychic, and today I'm going to talk about the compatibility between the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn and the cusp of Aries and Taurus. So, how do these two go together? Aries Taurus would motivate you to get your shit together. This is the kind of person you would actually start making changes for. They would inspire you, but you might find yourself putting aside a lot of the things that bother you just to avoid hurting them. You don't want to hurt their feelings, but over time, little by little, these things will build up and they will irritate you more and more. And they will surface. They'll come out even if you don't want them to. Try to be more understanding towards them. Show some compassion. But as lovers, be tactful with the way you communicate, because sometimes when you express yourself, it can come across as very blunt or uncompassionate. You lack compassion sometimes when you communicate. And you can come across as insulting to an Aries Taurus. Try to be more polite and compassionate in the way you word things. Whoa, airplane. Whoa, why are you making so much noise? Shut the fuck up. Fly somewhere else. Try to be polite and compassionate to your Aries Taurus in the way you word things, because they can be a little oversensitive to the way you communicate. They'll look up to you for advice. It's good to be open and honest. Honesty is definitely a very important foundation in a relationship. It's a big part of, being in a relationship and trusting someone. But mystery is also important. You gotta have some mystery. You don't have to hide things, but you don't have to put it all out there right away. Keep things interesting. And you don't have to keep things to yourself just because you're afraid of hurting someone. Just be tactful, be careful in the way you deliver the news. If it's difficult, just be more careful in the way that you open up about things. But put yourself in their shoes. Communicate. Do not ever lie. But you don't have to tell them every little detail about your day. Keep some things to yourself, but communicate about what matters. This all can be very dramatic, and you can get very swept away with emotions because there are so many of them. You don't put a lot of energy into the little things with each other, like running errands or paying the bills. When it comes to emotions, they focus around different things and different life events. And it doesn't even have to be within the relationship. It can be an external force, like family. Things are going on with family and your family or their family, and it impacts the emotions in the relationship. Or even in your work life, something at work is happening that is an event and it's happening. Well, that's going to cause something to happen in the relationship. And somehow it just gets the best of you, it gets to your relationship and things just start to explode. You can often be the one to initiate drama. You feel so strongly about things and emotionally, and it can rub off on an Aries Taurus cusp. Now, it's not always a bad thing to be emotional. You bring a lot of passion to the relationship. You bring excitement. And you have a very intense energy. For an Aries Taurus, work is a whole separate story. And you may feel like when it comes to work, your Aries Taurus will be very detached from you. It'll be like a separate world for them. And it may seem like they don't care about you or your relationship. Not that you should ever date a coworker, but if you guys ever meet as coworkers or at work or in the workplace, it might be a turnoff to you, how involved they are with their work. And when you need something from them, emotionally, you'll feel frustration, and it might start this passive aggressiveness So make sure that you know when you're getting into something with an Aries Taurus and they have a work life that is precious to them, like their career, whatever it is, and they won't see you as someone that will necessarily share that with them. You might support them, but it's very separate. And what you need sometimes isn't valued as much to them, and then it will cause more of a passive-aggressive conflict. And an Aries Taurus does not like silent treatments. They don't like drama. They're very straightforward. They're not afraid to say what's on their mind and what's in their heart. When an Aries Taurus is working with you, they might not seem like they're taking it seriously enough. You might feel like they're not even qualified to help you on something. It takes time for them to see your true colors. You're not always open right away about who you are. You definitely believe that actions speak louder than words. And over time, little by little, you really open up and, you let yourself feel and love and you're all in. And Aries, Taurus is very straightforward. The way they go about things, they're super, not necessarily blunt, but they just don't beat around the bush. They're not that reserved in the way that they release information about themselves. And the way you handle this, the way you let yourself love little by little and open up little by little and show your true colors, it might seem secretive to them. They might not fully understand that. Or like you're playing some kind of game with them or scheming. It might seem like you're hiding something to them. Look, sometimes it's better to pick your battles. You might bring up the past as a defense mechanism in your fights, and that only makes it last longer. And over time, the relationship can become very toxic. Ugh, sweat. Even if it starts out wonderfully, you end up being against one another, as opposed to getting along with each other. You share the same traits, like the same personality traits and values. Sometimes it's best to just keep things to yourself if it's not productive to say them. You really have to find this balance with communication, because that's definitely going to be like a big problem for you, and it will cause a lot of trust for them, trust issues. On top of everything, you're both very attracted to each other. You both have a very sexual pull towards each other. And in the beginning, that really might make you think it's love, like it's something you've never felt before. It might make you feel like this is what it means to be in love, and that you just really care about each other. But over time, you'll realize there's something missing emotionally. So long-term commitment can be an issue. Like marriage doesn't usually play out very well, but it happens. Sex will be very erotic, very passionate, but then you won't be able to connect when it comes to love and just making love, if that makes any sense. For it to work sexually in the long run, you definitely need to try new things and spice things up. Things are destined to fail if you meet at work. A lot of the time, you both know better. Something in your gut is telling you, don't have sex with this person. You can often foresee that it's very, there's definitely something there sexually, that things are going to be great in the bedroom, but they might not be great together as a relationship. So sometimes you have that sense that, this person, we probably would be great for to just go bang it out, but when it comes to staying with that person for a long time, not so sure. So if you do have sex with them and you decide to go for it, a lot of the time it's more of your own pleasure, your own satisfaction to do it. And if anything happens out of it, it happens. That's kind of the reasoning. If you have kids together, then the commitment part never works out. It just usually falls apart. You can try to make it work, but usually you're not very happy together. It doesn't mean you'd be bad parents together, but it just means that if you want to stay together while you're co-parenting, that might be tough, or you just might have to do that and just not be happy, I guess. So a lot of the time, this relationship often ends up being baby mama or baby daddy style, if you get what I mean. And you find yourself being parents, but not lovers. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are on this cusp, the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn, the Sagicorn cusp, or if you're on the cusp of Aries and Taurus and you have tried this combo, or you want to, or you know someone who you want to do that with, just please let me know. I really want to know your experiences down below. It's so fun for me to know, and maybe I can help you out. So just just comment below, like and subscribe to my channel. You saw that one coming.